Politics with Laura. Look, you can't make this up. You see it, Larry Elders snubbed by RNC. Now, okay, Larry Elders came out and said that he's a black face of white supremacy. People sort of forget that white supremacy is a system. And for you to run around and call white people white supremacists, you might want to rethink certain things, because the white supremacist that you're talking about is not the person next to you. No. They are delusional and possibly prejudiced. Yeah, okay. But they run nothing at all. Now, before you start coming in my inbox and say you're a coon, you're a house negress, all this wild stuff, fine. Say what you want to say. But it doesn't take away the fact that it is a system that must be upheld. Now, before I get into the article, I knew I would start. I knew there was a reason why I started to like Larry Elders. I don't know what it was. Sprinkle dust. I don't know. I'm like, Larry Elders is starting to really make sense to me, because I didn't like him, couldn't stand him. I thought there was a lot wrong with him. But when he made that statement, the black face of white supremacy, I'm like, okay, hey, don't leave me yet. I'm getting to a point. The RNC snubbed him and another guy named somebody Johnson. Now, go back about 20 years ago, 25 years ago, to a guy named Michael Steele. Now, when you get to that level in politics, right, it's more so, okay, I'm not going to go down that road, but Michael Steele, back at that time when he was a chairman of the RNC, the first black chairman, and he did everything under the sun. Once they got to the Republican National Conference and they got enough, and yeah, I'm going to say quota, enough black people, then they like cut him at the knees and got rid of him. Now, that's what politics, that is the name of the game of politics. To maintain something. Because these people that you see in front of you, you know, these senators, the president, they're all puppets for the people behind them that heavily donate to their campaigns, to their super PACs. Please don't get it twisted. Democrats, Republicans move the same freaking bird, okay? Let's not misconstrue that. Do not get lost in the sauce. Please don't. Please don't. I've been there for a long time and I'm like, oh, this is what it is. Yeah, it is. But let's get back to Larry Elder. I drank the Democratic juice for a long time. He drank the Republican juice for a long time. And I never ran for public office, but he got burned bad. Oh. Okay. I'm done with that. Let's just follow this. All right, Larry Elders. You can't make it up. Larry Elders to file complaint, an FEC complaint Thursday, alleging RNC and Fox News could be fined up to $1 million. Really, Larry? Really? Do you think? Do you think that they care about a fine? Do you, Larry? Come here. Look at him. Look. Do you think they care about a fine? Do you? You got set to the side. They set you to the side. All right, here. This guy is delusional at best. All right. Republican presidential candidate Larry Elders announced on social media on Wednesday night that he is filing a complaint with the Federal Election Commission against the Republican National Committee and Fox News Channel. Oh, listen to this. I gave the RNC until 2 local time to put me on the debate stage. Otherwise, I'm filing a complaint with the Federal Election Commission. Elder said in a video while in his hotel room in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Larry, do you think that they care? And you given a demand and an ultimatum, do you think that's going to even shake an apple tree? Do you think it's going to shake anything? No, it's going to make you look silly, real silly. Okay, for those of you who do not know, the RNC and the DNC are not government entities. They are not. They are it's a private business. Larry, wake up. It's a private business. You can't bully your way into a private business. You can't use a constitution on a private business. There is a separation, and you know this. Man, I always wanted to do Chris Tucker. Look, Larry, this is hysterical. Okay. The radio host explained to his election lawyer, Craig Engel, who once served as an FEC, has advised him that the RNC has not objectively applied the criteria required to be on the debate stage. I met all the criteria, Elder asserted. 40,000 individual donors, 3 national polling shows me at 1% or better, and they rejected one of the national polls I added. He added. Larry, look, you got played. I can't wait to the DNC to see who gets played there too. You played the game, you played it well, and you lost. You weren't on the stage. In fact, there were a lot of people on the stage already. Now, only one person that didn't have any donors, they used their own money, was Avik. I can't even say his last name. But Larry, keep in mind that you had a lot of donors backing you, which you showed that you had a lot of donors, and those donors want promises that you met. Every single one of those people up there on that stage, except for Veek, gave a lot of promises to his donors. And that has nothing to do with the American citizens. The American citizenry, some know that it's rigged. It's rigged. Some know. Most do not. But you, Larry, I'm waiting for you. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for you to start saying racism, racism, racism. I'm waiting for it. I am waiting. Because you're the one telling people there's no racism. It doesn't exist. It's gone. Right? Now, if that's a true statement or not, I'm not even going to debate that. I'm not. I'm just talking about the Republican National Committee. That you got played, man. You got played. Elder said at Rasuman pollster that was rejected was alleged to be connected with the former President Donald Trump, and said even the poll company noted that that it has nothing to do with Trump. Now, that right there should have been, I can't even say a red flag, but I find it quite interesting how these polls are affiliated with individual campaigners. You learn something new every day.
Hey Eldorados, I gave the RNC until 2 o'clock local time. I'm in Milwaukee to put me on that debate stage or with the Federal Election Commission. My lawyer, Craig Engel, used to be chair of the FEC. He was appointed by Ronald Reagan. He also is a former general counsel of the Republican Senatorial Committee, and he argues that the rules setting down how a debate is to be conducted was set forth by the FEC about 25 years ago. And they said an organization like the RNC can set forth whatever criteria they want. But once they do so, they have to objectively apply that criteria to everybody. They did not do that in my case. I met all their criteria, 40,000 individual donations, 3 national polls showing me at 1% or better. They rejected one of the national polls, Rasmussen, claiming that it was affiliated with Donald Trump. I had no idea it was affiliated with Donald Trump. Furthermore, Rasmussen said, we have nothing to do with Donald Trump. Donald Trump didn't commission the poll. He didn't recommend the poll. He didn't even suggest the poll. And elders should be able to use our poll as one of the ones for his 3 that are necessary to qualify for the debate. So I have no idea why I'm not on that debate stage. My lawyer argues that not put me on there is the equivalent of the RNC and Fox News giving an in-kind contribution to the 8 people who did make the debate to my detriment. And that in-kind contribution could be as valuable as $100 million fine against the RNC and $100 million fine against Fox News. I'm sorry I had to go there, but as of 2 o'clock, local time, we have filed this complaint with the FEC. I'm now going to watch the debate from my hotel room. I'll be doing a lot of media after the debate. Go to my website, LarryElder.com, because now I've incurred an unexpected legal expense. These lawyers ain't cheap. LarryElder.com, and I will see you next month in September at the Ronald Reagan Library. Out.
I find it funny. I mean, I really do. I really find it funny when people say, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Do this, do that. And then when people do it and fail, and I'm not only talking about Black people, I'm talking about all people. And people really have to really get out of this mindset. Look, I'm going to say it again, because I did a video about this Karen, and she was upset because she felt excluded by white people and had a complete meltdown. Now, the only ones who matter are the white, wealthy, male landowners, and it's going back to that again. And everyone is being excluded. And Larry, that includes you too. It does. I find it interesting. Just the fact that I'm like, you're starting to make sense. I should have gotten a feeling that they were getting ready to do the swerve on them, and which they did. Larry. Okay, I'm trying so hard not to laugh, but it is funny. And Larry Elder is old enough to remember what was done to Michael Steele, as I stated earlier. Oh, they did him dirty. Oh, just like the DNC did Geraldine Ferrara dirty back in the 80s. Did her real dirty. So it's not a black or white thing. Please get that out of your head. It may appear that way, in which people can say, oh, it's a black thing, it's a Latino thing, it's a this thing, it's a that thing. No, it is a have or have not thing. I'm not saying that racism doesn't exist. I'm not saying that people do not have racist views. Most people who are racist don't have the power to pull it off unless if people band together to carry that through. That's one thing. But a lot of times they don't. I just want to put that out there. But you can't make this up. You truly can't. You can't. You can't. So Larry Elders got set aside. He's on the sidelines watching. And yeah. He's on the sidelines watching. Well, on that note, what do you think?